operations of the Select Committee. This has indicated that most of the evidence has been collected.
A case in point indeed is the case of one Jamwa, where the IG and Parliament held parallel investigations. And at the end of the investigations, Parliament actually cleared Mr. Jamwa, but the IG continued with the investigations and found a case, prosecuted him successfully through all the appeals up to the Supreme Court, and he was eventually convicted.
With the IGG taking 2 months to investigate the mess at NSSF and Parliament taking 1 whole month to investigate the same, both the entities are investing public resources. Now, questionable is how much would these investigations yield for Ugandans?
The most important question, of course, is if justice will be served. Was there corruption or not? Or will we be able to recover some of his monies? Or will he actually be able to clear his name? Remember, he's not guilty until proven otherwise. Away from that, 7 aspirants have picked forms, expressed interest in the Sere by-elections that will be happening this week on Thursday and Friday with the nomination dates. The National Resistance Movement has announced they will not support the late Okabe's son because they have their own flag bearer. Take a look.
With only 2 days to the nomination exercise for Serere County by-elections, the Electoral Commission spokesperson Paul Bukenya has revealed that 7 people have picked forms to contest for the vacant seat.
So nominations are on the 9th and the 10th of February. Of course, if you followed what's going on in Serere, political parties are preparing to participate or to present candidates, with 5 political parties collecting nomination forms and 2 aspiring independent candidates collecting nomination forms. So on our part as Electoral Commission, we are moving on well.
Among these are candidates from 5 political parties. The NRM says they have taken the path of backing their original flag bearer and not the late Okabe's son, Emmanuel Omoding.
I know Honorable Okabe was an NRM leaning independent because previously he had been our flag bearer, but the previous election he did not succeed. Even the last parliament he was there as an independent. So for us as a party, last time we supported the flag bearer, and even this time we are going to support the flag bearer because that's what the constitution of NRM says.
NRM joins FDC, ANT and NUP as the main political parties. NRM is confident that with the divided opposition, victory belongs to them.
The opposition does not have a unified candidate, but for us we shall wait them in the field because we are not worried about who comes.
In the previous by-elections, the electoral processes that preceded them were marred by violence and irregularities which the Electoral Commission and the ruling party condemn.
Because one of the things that we do when we issue a by-election program is, of course, to engage stakeholders and to plan together for a peaceful electoral process, to identify issues that may come up and probably lead to such conduct.
People have accused us of using money. When they use money to pay our polling agents, to pay for the services that we use, and also to refund transport to those who may transport the sick people to go and voting.
The nomination of candidates will start on Thursday 9th and end on the 10th of February, and thereafter there will be a campaign period of 10 days before the voting day on the 23rd of February 2023. Linda Nduumwami, Julius Chitone, NBS, Sunrise.
Now, Parliament is on recess, and the reason is to go and check on the different constituencies and parishes about the parish development model. Now, millions of shillings meant to pull Ugandans out of poverty through the PDM went missing and are unaccounted for. And what is even more surprising is the district officials who failed to account for this money are walking away scot-free. Kanari Mugume with the Auditor General's report on PDM.
The launch of the parish development model was seen as the magic bullet to propel Ugandans out of poverty. With this excitement also came a lot of fears. At the time, technocrats, politicians and analysts warned that the program, in spite of its good intentions, was going to be a cash cow for the corrupt. These fears have come to pass. Investigations have since revealed that millions of shillings supposed to go to Ugandans waiting to do something productive ends up in the pockets of many district local government officials. The audits have revealed that almost $500 million shillings has gone unaccounted for. Koboko District Local Government has not accounted for PDM funds of up to 11 million shillings. Kalangala, a whopping 120 million shillings. Gulu, 11 million shillings. Walisa District Local Government, 12 million shillings. Agago District Local Government, 56 million shillings. And Kitgum, 241 million shillings. This money put together is close to $500 million shillings. Kitgum, with the biggest unaccounted for funds, is an interesting case. At least 14 technical and support staff of Kitgum District Local Government were interdicted on allegations of squandering the PDM funds. How did this money get squandered? In the initial stages of PDM, money was being sent to the district. District officials then decided which circles would get money and how much. But they also saw this as an opportunity to selfishly enrich themselves.
The problem came in because of different guidelines. You find the Ministry of Gender is sending a different guideline, the Ministry of Agriculture has sent a different guideline, local government is sending a different guideline. So these technical people got confused.
As this money ends up in the pockets of the corrupt, Ugandans suffering to put food on the table continue to get poorer each passing day. Lilian Aber, the woman member of parliament for Kitgum, says that such corrupt officials should not be recycled once they are cited in corruption cases, as is the case in her home district.
Cow who was, interdicted in Kitgum, this was someone who was working somewhere else and had like 2 cases from 2 different districts. So then you recycle the same person and bring that person to another district. This is not right.
As much as corruption cases on PDM have come up, questions remain on whether these officials are ever forced to refund this money, and while others have walked away scot-free. The technical advisor of the PDM, Irene Mwanguzi, says they have tried to tighten the loose ends, but officials are smart and still beat the system.
They didn't want the financial year to end quickly, to end before the money is utilized. So they didn't want to return the money to the consolidated fund. That was the excuse they gave. But of course, the motive was to misappropriate the money. And so they divided it up. They put it to different use and went to persons at the district level.
Mwanguzi tells me that the government has since changed the system and sends money directly to the beneficiaries, bypassing the hungry district local government officials.
Everybody who is accessing the money is recorded and is captured right from the beneficiaries up to the monitoring system through the districts, the PDCs, parish development committees, up to the highest level government. So that system is going to help us to monitor where the money is going, to whom, and how is it being utilized, how is it being paid back.
Even though the system has been changed, some believe that as long as PDM is still intertwined with politics, the interference will not permit it to reap the intended results.
To make matters worse, on the PDM parish committees, there is representation for NRM. So that means that even the beneficiaries are likely to be identified without political bias. Why do you need a political party in a government program run by civil servants?
Ugandans focus a lot on making noise about politicians this, politicians that. But the main problem is in these technical offices. There are people who do dirty things. They hide behind the papers.
Question is PDM still viable for poverty alleviation?
I think it's too early to tell, because the parish development model aims at bringing the 38% population outside the money economy into a taxable money formal economy. That takes about 3 to 5 years to be realized in the short term.
Systems are designed by people, These very people learn ways on how to beat these very systems. Where does this leave the taxpayers' money? Where does this leave government objectives? And most importantly, the people wallowing in poverty. Kanarim Gume, NBS.
I will be continuing that conversation this morning on the Morning Breeze on a countrywide spot check in different districts and how PDM is actually performing. It's something to look forward to. But for now, we'll take a short commercial break and return with more stories. Stay tuned.
Explore, enjoy and dance to the latest content, beats and kawozi from Uganda and beyond. Simply go to your Play Store or App Store right now, find Afro Mobile, download it straight to your phone and get started. Is it TV you want? Simply open the app, click on TV, select the channel you want and watch live. Are you busy right now? Then check out On Demand or enjoy in your free time. Afro Mobile. The future is now.
Is your brand attracting the right people, or are you lost on the web? Discover how to grow your virtual community and how to influence the influencer by signing up with Nextcom. We do online the way it's meant to be. We crunch the numbers, check the stats and dig in to create promotions, activations, videos and strategies to unlock your brand's potential and increase your online engagements. Maybe all you need is just to disrupt for a week. We got you too. We do the boring stuff so you don't have to. Nextcom, making digital work.
They are in your food, in your water, in your gardens, and in the air you breathe. They are a nuisance in our communities and are hazardous to our bodies. Plastics are not just a government, but also a personal problem. They affect your children, your grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. They negatively impact generations. No matter who you are, where you live, or what you do, plastic pollution affects us all. Our environment, our responsibility. Taso Butonde. This message is proudly brought to you by Vivo Energy Uganda, Uganda Breweries Limited, Stanbic Bank, and NBS Television.
Welcome back. You're watching NBS Sunrise. For those who have just joined us, we're taking stock of some of the Human Rights Commission case backlogs as we speak, standing at 1,700 compensation complaints in 12 regions countrywide, which date back as far back as 2004. According to the Director, Complaints, Investigations and Legal Services, Ida Nachiganda, the backlog and delays are attributed to variations that happen within the Commission's leadership and the shift of mandate to pay the complainants from the Auditor General report to the responsible parties.
Compensation complainants at the Uganda Human Rights Commission, which date as far back as 2004, have seen cases accumulate to 1,700.
The Attorney General is ordered to pay the complainant, Maweje Christopher, a sum of shillings 6 million for violation of his right to freedom.
According to the Commission's Director of Complaints and Investigations, the backlog is due to many factors, including the Commission's unstable leadership in the recent years.
The Commission has faced quite a number of challenges in terms of convening these tribunal hearings. As you've seen, the tribunals are conducted by members of the Commission, and so where we have not been fully constituted, which has been quite a number of times, where we've not met the constitutional quorum, which is the chairperson and at least 3 members, then the tribunal could not sit.
Out of 6 complainants that were set for ruling on Monday in favor of the compensation for their human rights, 4 were successful, 2 were not successful due to mismatch in their names and lack of clear identity, and 1 that is currently in detention due to other charges in Kenya.
Mwami wange yali avuga motoka ng'atunda bizigo ne bamukwata ne bamukuba bubi nnyo era baamutulugunya nnyo ne batuuka n'okumusiba kuba baamusiba ebbanga ddene.
You'd need to provide further proof before we award any money or award and make any orders in favor of this complainant, that even first of all, he has authorized the wife.
According to UHRC, the commission is set to hear over 50 complaints countrywide within 3 weeks and have 22 decisions fully ruled.
You may realize that for every quarter, the Office of the Attorney General makes payments of compensation, which was not the case before. The Commission continues to engage especially the Office of the Attorney General.
The Commission further confesses to their cognizance of the current human rights violations, but proclaim that priority will be on complaints that have lasted for long.
And when we come now to cause listing, we have to prioritize the older matters, because there are newer matters, like you've rightly noted, that you've seen newer cases coming up of alleged human rights violations.
Linda Nduwumwami, Adam Nuwamanya, NBS Sunrise.
Conclude, I need you and the whole entire world to keep Turkey in their prayers. 7.8 magnitude earthquake did hit Turkey in the early morning of yesterday, around 6 in the morning, as we were actually going live. Surprisingly, it did not hit once, it hit twice, and something also similar happened in northern Syria. As we speak, over 1,200 people are reported to be dead, thousands still stuck in the rubble underground. Of course, calling upon the rest of the world to come to their rescue. The pictures, the aerial shots of what it looks like in some of these cities is actually shocking. And you know, most of the times, all the time, we've talked about the effects of climate change, how much damage we've done to this earth. And it's surprising, it's actually very numbing to see what is happening in other areas. It last hit in 1998, and many decades later, here we are in a similar situation in Turkey. So keep Turkey in your prayers. I think a Ghanaian football star is among those that has been reported to be stuck under the rubble, amid thousands and thousands of people as they try to rescue them from some of these collapsed buildings. A TV crew that was reporting live on air when the second strike hit is seen running in panic as they try to look for cover. But the pictures of how much damage it has caused is quite telling. I need to keep those people in your prayers as you go on to your day today, and pray that nothing similar to what is happening there comes closer to you, because trust me, you don't want to be in that mess. Victoria Bagachi is my name. I'll leave it here for now. Good morning.